G'day folks, how you going? I'm Benno, welcome to the shed. Well, this is part 3 or the 3rd chapter of the cyclonic dust collector saga. I think that I've actually worked out and found a method that is going to work for me. So, without any more stuffing around, let's go have a look. I think it was Mark Lane commented, put out the suggestion that I was using bicarb soda as the medium, and Mark, you were spot on. I am using bicarb soda. Cheers, Mark, you got that one right on the head. I thought, well, seeing I've got a 3D printer, as you can see here, why not see if I can find a design and print it, make it myself? Well, I can't say that I did design this myself because I didn't. I did a bit of a search on Thingiverse and come up with this. So what I've done is I've made up a cyclonic, bit like the Dust Devil or whatever they call them. There's a few available in the market. So I went ahead and the first thing I did was scale the design down just to see if this thing would actually print on my 3D printer, which is pretty crap. It's the cheapest, nastiest thing on the market and really didn't work when I first got it. It took a lot of hours of sussing out and sorting out to get it to print properly, but now it does. Anyway, I'll show you this miniature that I made and I'll show you how this thing works. So this is the first one that I made. This is the miniature. What I did was I cut the thing into 4 pieces actually, for ease of printing, so that we can see that this base, that's actually able to sit flat on the plate. This actually printed upside down. These two parts here are separate. They screw in. Also 3D printed. So these are your inlet and your outlet nozzles. Now how this thing works. Okay, so your vacuum attaches to the top, creates a negative pressure inside through here, sucks all your dust in. So I don't know if you can, yeah, you'll probably be able to see it. There's a bit of a step in there and creates a vortex. So your dirty air goes in there, spins around, drops all your, creates a vortex inside, drops your heavy particulate out the bottom, and all your clean air comes up through another, it creates an opposite spiral vortex in the inside. It's quite interesting if you're into fluid dynamics, and sucks clean air out through there, or mostly clean air. I printed up this miniature basically to see whether I could actually print this thing on my printer, whether my printer would do the job, and it has done quite a good job. So I've never tried this actual miniature to see whether it works, but it probably will. Let's go out to the shed now and I'll show you a finished product. So both of these designs, the ones that I sort of just came up with out of my head, they sort of both work. They both do a reasonable sort of job, and in conjunction with each other, they did remove more dust. All right, so this is the finished product. Fits on the bin really well, it's tidy. I have tested it. I've done about an hour worth of blasting in the cabinet. I haven't opened anything up as yet to see what it's done, so we might as well open it up and have a look, see what we get. And everything was clean. I cleaned the vacuum over here, cleaned the filters, everything was clean. So let's just see how much this has pulled out of the air and not let into the vacuum. All right, so I've loosened the lid off. What do we got up in here? So there's a bit on the lid. I don't know whether that's a problem or not. I really don't know. And we'll move that out of the way. Let's have a look in here. Can we see? There's quite a bit of dust in there. Now let's have a look at the vacuum. Let's see whether that's loaded up. Okay, so there's a little bit on the filter, and there's a little bit stuck to the sides. All right, so that seems to work quite well. Pretty happy with that. Far less dust getting into the vacuum cleaner than was with these other designs. But my idea is I want even less getting into the vacuum. I don't want to ever have to change a filter or run bags in it to stop it. So I'm printing another one of these. I'm printing another one of these items here. I'll fit that to one of these older designs, plug up the holes, see if I can remove all of the fine particulate from getting into the vacuum cleaner. Let's see if we can do that. So right now I'm printing a new one and I've got to wait probably another 16 hours before that's finished printing. Well, here we go, we've got it. I've got the second one printed and I'm going to test that now. We've got the vacuum, we've got the original cyclonic that I printed, and then we've got the second cyclonic that I printed, just mounted onto one of the buckets that I was using on the previous attempts. Let's give it a go, see how it travels, see if this actually works. So the vacuum is completely cleaned. I've cleaned the filter. The original bucket, I haven't bothered emptying that, no need to. And the second bucket, the second cyclonic on the bucket is totally clean. So any sort of luck, we'll have a clean filter or near clean filter. So let's give it a go. So I've got some pretty high hopes for this. So I'll have a look at this one first. This is the secondary filter, or cyclonic. Should be taking some of the finer dust out. So just get that lid off. There we go. There's a bit of dust in there stuck to the sides. Not a huge amount, but see what I'm getting in here. So it is taking some dust. It is taking some other finer stuff out. Have a look back in this one. There's a heap of dust on the lid, which seems to be not a problem. There's a heap of dust in there. So let's now have a look inside the vacuum cleaner. Well, that filter is surprisingly clean. There's a touch on there, but very little by comparison. And what's inside it? There's a fine mist of dust in there, but overall, I'm pretty damned happy with that. If you're liking this stuff, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and drop us a comment. Let me know what you think. Cheers, catch us next time.